Hello there, it's Gina Gardiner here. Today is 14 of my 30-day challenge. I'm an international best-selling author, I'm an empowerment and relationship coach, and I work with businesses helping them get the very best out of people. I've been watching The Voice UK designed for kids this week, and I've been incredibly struck at what a huge difference it makes when there is someone who takes an interest in you, who believes in you, who challenges you beyond where you think you can be. And it's been incredible watching, firstly, the amazing talents of these children, but watching them grow, blossom, and step into doing things that they didn't think they could do, simply because someone has actually believed that they can and presented it and supported them through it. Wouldn't the world be an incredibly different place if each of us had champions, people who would really believe in us, but at the same time, not settle for second best, who would really push us to become the very best version of ourselves that we can be? Now, it's incredibly important that you believe in yourself, but there are times when you second guess yourself, times when things seem overwhelming, when it feels tricky to believe in yourself in that way. When I think about my own life, there have been a number of people who've been really instrumental in my growth and in my development. My parents were the first people, and I mean, one would like to think that every child has the support and help of their parents, enabling them, challenging them to be the best they can be in a positive and constructive way. Sadly, that's not always the case. Teachers often fulfill that role. And I bet if I asked you which is the teacher that you actually remember, it would be somebody who actually fulfilled that role. And my first memory would be Mr. Williams, who was the maths teacher. I'd changed schools and I wasn't very happy as a teenager. I certainly found all of the stuff at the new school quite interesting, not easy. Mr. Williams was the first teacher who really took me by the hand, not literally, but showed me that maths was something to enjoy. Up until that, it had been a subject that I thought I didn't like. But he recognized that I had the capacity to learn maths, and he made it enjoyable. He recognized each little step that I made, and he celebrated that with me. So I recognized that I was making progress. The next teacher who had a huge influence on me was Miss Nixon, then to become Mrs. Dyer. She was a history teacher who was the deputy head of the school, and she saw something in me. And ultimately, we became great friends once I'd left school and gone to college. But she definitely had a real belief that I could do something special with my life. As a young teacher, Roy Vass was the person who I went to when I was thinking about looking for promotion and going for deputy headship and later headship. And I had applied for a few jobs and not got anywhere and was feeling a bit disillusioned when I went to see Roy Vass. And he said, "You can do it. I believe that you have the capacity to do it. Have faith, keep going, apply for the job." And I applied for the biggest school in the borough to become the deputy, and I became the deputy, and a year later I became the head. He believed in me, and all the way through my teaching career, he took an interest. He was always there if I wanted somebody to speak to just try something out. And I knew I could trust him to say to me, "Just think about this. This is not sensible." Or, "Yeah, great idea." Now, ultimately, I made the choice. But I'd like to think that he is someone who believed in my capacity as a head and my ability to develop other people. And as a result of his support, I went for something probably far quicker than I would have done otherwise. Now, not only did he help me in terms of my career, but he was the model that I used when I was working with young teachers. And one of the nicest things that was ever said to me by a young teacher is, you can tell me when I've done something and it's not quite right and that it could be better, but you do it in a way that doesn't make me feel small. It makes me feel I want to do better. And for me, that's a real motivator. And the model was Roy Vass. He's no longer with us, I'm afraid, but he lived to a ripe old age and we kept in contact right through his life. And I am forever grateful to him. Since then, there have been a number of people who have helped me on my journey. Some of them I've met and know me very well. Others, do you know what? I may have been on one of their courses, but they have no idea who I am. And yet they've made a profound difference in my life. And Tony Robbins would be one of those. But I'm always meeting people who make me realize what I can do. Last week, I met a young lady called Esther who's just found herself wheelchair bound. And yet her bravery and her courage and her can-do attitude is something that I found incredibly humbling and really motivating to help other people recognize that they can rather than they can't. And I'm sure she's destined to do great things in her life. So I'm really interested to find out from you, who's motivated you and what is it they did or said? How was it that they were with you that made the difference? Because if we can share that and then we can play that forward, we can make a difference in so many people's lives. And that's really what these challenges are all about. I have a mission to positively impact on 1 million people within the next 5 years. Now, not all one-on-one, but actually through helping people step into their power, to be courageous about the way they live, to live their lives authentically with huge heart, to become the spiritual matriarchs and patriarchs, the leaders of their family, their community, and for us to redress the balance of some of the stuff that's going on in this world. And I need your help. Hi, Anne, thanks for joining me. So, if you believe that it's right to help others, to support them, to motivate them, to be the best they can be, if you're interested in becoming a spiritual matriarch or actually recognizing that's what you are, taking the lead, sometimes having to do things that perhaps aren't comfortable because they're new or because they stand outside the crowd, then I'd like to hear from you. I'd like your help in reaching more people by sharing this, by making comments, asking questions, by letting people know that this is going on and that we need everybody's help to make it happen. When you watch the news, when you see what's going on in the world, we need to raise the vibration of what's going on. We need more compassion, more kindness, more positivity in the world. Does that mean you have to walk around with a silly smile on your face all the time and never think negative thoughts? Of course it doesn't. Being motivated, being positive means that you accept all of those negative things, but you don't let them define you. You don't let them stop you being the best you can be. I've set up an organisation called the Thrive Together Tribe. And a big part of what that's about is championing the people within that group, supporting, yes, challenging, but also celebrating together, allowing you to be seen and heard for who you are, non-judgmentally, accepting who you are, because you're not broken, you don't need fixing. You are enough if you believe you are. I intrinsically believe in the goodness of people as individuals, and if you look at the amazing things that people are doing around the world in your community, but they often don't get the recognition, I think it's time to change all of that, and I would dearly love your help. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time and your help. Let me know what you think. If you are watching this live, then your comments are really appreciated. If you're watching a recording, please make comments, like it, pass it on. The more people who hear it and who engage in this, the more we're going to make a difference together. So thanks very much. Take care, and I'll see you in the next live Facebook video. Lots of love. Be genuinely you. Step into your power. Bye now.